Kalimera. Hello from Greece, from Corfu. I have another live today. And I speak with Michael Buddeweg from Bali. And as always, we have to give him a few moments to join. There he already is. Hello, Michael. I already invited you. So probably sometimes you don't see a button to join, but there must appear at some point a button where you can say, join the stream. Hello. And yes, it's happening like, it's happening 50%, one of two times. So sometimes you just need to wait. I think we just need to wait for a minute or something. So let's try that. And if it doesn't work, we have to restart or something. That's the hardest minute because I'm speaking to a like empty screen for me. Somehow Facebook isn't the most reliable at all tool. I think we speak in English, or do we speak in English or do we speak in German? I think because I started the whole thing in English, I would prefer English, but up to you. And with the other guys, it took me sometimes up until 3 minutes. So anyway, I can, if the stream later goes onto my timeline, I can introduce a little bit. Like, I don't know Michael personally. I just followed him on social media and I was pretty amazed how he's doing there. And also very interested in his way, what he did and not did in the whole quarantine. And I'm very curious to get a bit more insights of your little path over there in Bali. And the series is about me asking questions to other peoples that practice yoga or are yogis. And I want to find out how they spent their past year in this whole quarantine, in this whole corona weirdo situation. And hello to everybody who's watching already. We have to wait until we can get adding to the stream. I think it's gonna start. Yay!
Oh yes, here we go.
Here we go. So now I have to adjust my camera. Okay.
Hey, dude.
Hello.
What's up? How you doing?
I'm actually woke up with pain today. So not so much fun.
Yeah.
But I slept the first time without a pillow because I thought it's maybe better. But somehow my body is not ready for it, or I don't know. So I really have back pain. Anyway, how are you?
Yeah, also good. Also some slight pain from yoga practice. Nothing too big. Just the body moving.
Yeah.
Like its parts around restructuring. So after an intense practice, it's like it's not a pain; it's more like a soreness. I would say.
Sometimes I like those sore muscles because you feel really like the whole volume of your muscle, and you feel like you're having those muscles. I really like those feelings sometimes. Anyway, before we go start to dive in, I just want to mention that if you don't like a question I ask you, you just say skip or something, and then I go further, so I don't take it personally. So feel free.
Okay.
Okay.
Easy.
Easy. So I I wonder where you are and how your life looked before the whole Corona thing happened. So maybe you can give us a quick summary of how your lifestyle was before Corona.
Not that much different, to be honest. I was just like traveling around a bit more. So I came to Bali. So I quit my job and everything. I sold everything in Germany I had, like maybe 2.5 years ago, almost 3 years ago. So I've been like nomadic yogi life for like quite a while. I went to India, I went to Bali. I was in Germany, I was in Israel, and so after looking for some different yoga teachers, so but yeah, my main teachers. So this is why I'm in Bali. Like my main yoga teachers, they are here in Ubud in Bali.
Who's that?
They're called Prem and Radha from Ashtanga Yoga Bali.
Okay.
And yeah, and so this is why I came here like 1 year ago, January or February. I came here to keep on studying with them. So I've been coming here for the last, like, I don't know, 3 or 4 years. So I kept coming back to Bali.
Okay.
I've been here now, I don't know, 4th or 5th time. And yeah, and then I just wanted to stay for 2 months or 3 months. And then I had everything booked. I wanted to go to India to another teacher. Okay. But then I decided to cancel the flight and to stay in Bali. So from like 2 or 3 months, I actually wanted to stay. Now it has become more than a year, and I'm still here and not going anywhere. Nice. And trying to make life work here somehow. Yeah, this is like my story in a nutshell.
Yeah, cool. Sounds very interesting, especially like why you made this initial like step to go out of Germany. You're from Germany, right? Yeah, go out of Germany, and it seems like you had a something happening, and then you decided to, okay, I'm going full time into traveling, into exploring yoga, into whatever life brings somehow. May I ask what was the initial spark?
It developed over like a time span. So like I got not really bored in my job, but it was like, what's the perspective? Yeah. Like I had a job, I was as an air traffic controller. Okay. And it's like, okay, yeah, you do this job, and then you're supposed to do like more or less the same thing until you retire. Yeah. So there was like nowhere to go really. So it was like, okay, you do the thing until the end of your life. And I was questioning that because I was always like very curious about, I don't know, what else is out there in the world. Yeah. And then, yeah, I had some like, you can call it like a kind of a spiritual awakening. Did you? And I discovered that, like there's a whole different world out there, the world I didn't know anything about before, So I was always like, very materialistic and always about like earning lots of money and all these kind of like fancy things. And then when this other world opened up, and I was like, oh, what, is there a God? Was it a specific technique you used or a specific practice? No, it was, I was very much into nutrition and diet from health reasons. So I went down this like, okay, so I could go like vegetarian or vegan or raw, or then I eat fruits or like, and then was like some people it's called like in English it's like breatharianism, or like they live only from prana, they don't eat anything. It's called Lichtnahrung in German, Yes. So I was watching a documentary about like some yogi who claims who wasn't eating for so many years, and I was like, is this possible? Like somehow I knew, is this possible? And if yes, like what is he feeding himself from? And then I was like, oh, it's like prana, energy. Yeah. And then that was the first moment where I was like, wait, like something is very off about what we have been told our whole life from science, from medicine, from schools. So that's what I really like started to question things. And that maybe I discovered that I am not my body, that there's like something like a soul going on, or like, and then I read a book about like reincarnation. From a reincarnation or like no, from a past life therapist. I read a book about like how she goes into past life experiences with you, and then I was like, I might have lived before, and I remember well then I was high, I was smoking weed, and I was reading this book, and this was like the moment maybe you were like asking me for, where I was like, something opened up, like like wow, before I like, and it all became so clear, and then from there on
it just took you,
I don't know, it was
further.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, I figured out that nothing of this makes sense anymore. I'm trapped in the matrix and I need to get out somehow. And then it took me like 4 months, and then I decided to make this hard cut and just leave on my yoga journey.
Wow, very interesting. Sounds like an exciting time altogether. Like for me, it happened a bit similar, that I had 3-4 years ago, something that my life was like like shaked around so much, and I like just went from one experience to another, which was like, what? There's a new world. This is possible. That's happening, and it's like opening up more and more and more. Like you're expanding somehow.
Yeah. Did you use like a special technique, or like how did you have like this moment of like?
Yes, I had this actually a few times somehow in my life. The first time I like stopped on something which was weird for me was in Brazil. That was 2010 already. Like I was 22 or something, 24, I don't know. And I read the book from Eckhart Tolle, Jetzt, The Power of Now. The Power of Now, yeah. And that was quite that was quite awakening for me, and I started to meditate. And I think it's just like the first time watching your thoughts, the first time going through a process where you just observe yourself and just open your mind to new ideas. And I read also a book about a person who put it like as a PDF for free. Nothing like, no one who's a real writer, just someone who puts his thoughts together, and he opened up a world for me that's like, this is not possible. How? Like you said, like there are people who can eat nothing. From then on, it went further and further, and then, like as I said 3 years ago, I had an initiation in Kriya Yoga, and it had it was an Indian master, and he had actually a big effect on my bodily system. So I felt like, let's say, the Kundalini energy really strongly in my spine. I was like, what is this? And then it was like a body experience, which was very strong. Yeah. Yes. But I'm looking forward to ask you some questions, because as I follow you, I think you have a different perspective than some other people, and also some other people I talked to. So I'm curious about some things. But before we get there, I actually was at the same time in Bali than you last year.
If you can come over back here, like, let's have a coffee.
Yeah.
But you're Greece now, yeah.
Anyway, so where have you been in Bali, and you stayed in Bali? How does your life in quarantine in Bali? Because I have no clue how Bali is managing it, and how your personal life looks like. How?
Like you can, it's pretty chill actually. So like now it's slowly opening up again, even for like not tourists, but you can get like a social, like a business visa or whatever. So there are like more people coming, but like even in like the hardcore Corona time, maybe like April last year or something, where everything was like the most quiet, I would say. We always said, like, every one of me and my friends here, we got like this little family of being stuck here, like the last survivors on this island, because many people left back to like Germany or whatever, because they didn't feel safe here for some reason, or I don't know. But I always had like the strong calling to stay here. But actually, like, you can do whatever you want. I mean, there is like this official like rule: you have to wear a mask when you're outside, but like nobody is actually like checking on it. Like there are like a few checkpoints here and there, like around the island, where they like might pull you out on your scooter if you don't wear a mask. but I have been pulled out maybe like
And
twice,
is there a
and
fine or something?
yeah, like it's like the official fine was like, I don't know, €6 or something.
Okay, it's
So
worth not wearing a mask.
exactly, yeah, it completely. So yeah, but I didn't even have to pay it one time. Like my friend, he had to pay it once.
Yeah.
I didn't have to pay it. He was just like telling me, "Oh, please wear a mask." I was, yeah, okay, and then I could keep on driving. So, I mean, I wear just the only time I wear a mask is when you go into a supermarket.
Yeah.
This is like where they don't let you in if you don't have a mask. But I mean, you can wear it here. You can breathe through your nose. Like nobody is telling you to like put it over your nose or anything. So it's actually like pretty chill, and everything is open. There's no lockdown, no nothing. Like every restaurant is open, and there is even some nightlife going on. I mean, I'm not really going, but you can go out at night, maybe not too late, but so life is pretty normal, to be honest, except that like most people do wear masks when they were on their scooter or whatever, or walk around. Not the expats, but not the tourists or the expats, the foreigners, but also, but not so many. Like most of them are like are like pretty like yeah. Most Westerners you see, they don't wear masks.
Why do you
They
think
don't
is
like.
that? Because in like in, let's say, in Europe, here in our countries, they take it quite serious, and people also, many people are afraid and wear a mask. And are they expats in Bali? Are they just have a different mindset, or why do you think is that?
It's like it's like, especially in like in I don't know, in Canggu, you see it. You see the people, like it's like this personality that's like, I don't give a shit about anything. There are people like these kind of people. They ride without a shirt on the big motorbike, and no helmet, no mask. Like I'm a bit like this sometimes too.
Okay.
But it's like this like, I don't like these people who don't want to have any authority being ruled over them and telling them what to do. So these kind of like, I would say them like independent thinking people, or people who are like, they don't want to be forced on some rule they don't believe in. So they just don't they just want to do what they want. I mean, this is one of the reasons why they are in Bali here, because they don't want to comply with the I don't know, system or the way of living in another country or where they are from. So I like a lot of like, I would say, out of the box thinkers and more independent.
Do you
that kind
feel
of,
personally, like for yourself, do you feel at the right point, like at the right location for you in life? Is that where you want to be?
You mean Bali or what?
Yes.
Yeah, right now, absolutely. For the rest of my life, I don't know, bro.
You don't need to
Like,
know. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I don't need to know exactly. God, I follow God wherever He wants me to put. So every morning when I wake up, I like, oh God, am I supposed to stay here in Bali, or you want me to be somewhere else? So I'm really like checking in on like my, I don't know, you could call it like your soul mission or your inner guidance, or you know what I mean.
Yes.
So maybe one day I wake up and I have this like inner impulse, this intuition of like, okay, bro, you gotta book a plane ticket to go back to Germany or to whatever. Right now, I mean, every yoga studio is closed. I mean, you know it, like even if I wanted to like teach yoga in Germany, like
it's impossible.
Possible, exactly. So I was like, so right now I don't see any reason to go back. And yeah, if everything opens up again and you can teach yoga without wearing a mask in the yoga studio, or without I don't know, 2 meters distance between everyone, or without making tests every time you like, without all this bullshit, maybe, I might consider it, like, I mean, at one point I really want to go into teaching, I guess, because I just love doing it. I haven't had this much teaching experience so far. I've just mostly being a student, but yeah, I don't know. I have no idea, man.
Sometimes that's the best, because then you don't have this plan in your head, and you don't stick to it so much, and then life opens up and brings you what you need. Or and I hear it between the lines a little bit, like, and also because I'm following you on social media here and then, What's your opinion on the whole Corona thing? Do you believe on the virus? Do you stand behind the government restrictions? Do you what's your perspective on the whole thing? Is there something, an agenda behind it? Is there a world conspiracy? What is it?
I mean, I don't know. Like, it's just, I believe, but it's just a belief. I would say yes, somehow. I think there is something, but it's not knowing. Like, nobody knows, because like the only thing I know is that right now I'm sitting here in Bali and I'm talking to you on my phone, and this is like the personal experience that I'm having right now, and this is like personal knowledge, you know. Everything else is it's like it's a belief, it's a construct, like a theoretical construct, it's a Gedankenkonstrukt, we always say. You read from a book or from the internet, and it could be true, it could also be not true.
I find what you say so important, because a personal experience is so much more worth than some people take a study or something that just someone puts on the internet for the truth, and it's just two different things. I just wanted to underline it because I find your words like very true.
Yeah, it's like personal truth or personal experience. It's all there is. Everything else is secondhand knowledge. You have no idea if it's true or not. But I mean, I read a lot, and if you would like put a gun to my head, I would say yes, there is something going on that is very fishy, and that is very fishy. I don't even know what a virus is. Like, I have never seen it. Like, nobody has ever seen a virus. I don't know. Like, what is even a virus? You know what I mean? Is a virus something you can catch from someone else by, you know what I mean? Or is a virus something that is always inside of you? What even is a virus? You know, people don't even know about this. Like, the whole science, the whole medicine is like, I mean, they're all coming from this, also like from this materialistic dogma of like, what was first, like like mind or matter, you know, like this kind of discussion. So for them, like the matter, the materialistic thing was first, and then at some point we evolved from monkeys, and then at some point like our brain started to create thought and think. But I believe it was just the other way around. Like, consciousness was before, and consciousness created like my body, you know. So they are looking at it from the very wrong angle or perspective. So actually, I would say there is, I mean, people do get sick from all, like, a million bazillion different reasons, and we are like, our human organism is so complex, like nobody understands it. Like, literally everyone who says like I understand how the human body works and what's going on inside is lying. That's for sure. Like, nobody has any idea what's going on, especially not in any other body than your own. I know of some things that are going on in my own body because I can feel it, I can experience it, but I cannot experience like a virus in myself if I have one or not. And so it's just very hard to say, and I don't believe people have no idea like about anything whatsoever. So people get sick since whenever for something, and they put just a label on it, and they label it somehow, and I don't know what these tests are doing. If they are testing, what is a positive test, what's a negative test, what is all this? Like, I have no idea.
Okay, but for me, how do you manage your unknowingness? Yeah, that you don't know exactly, you don't have the facts somehow. How do you manage, like, everything is so unsecure and unsure? It doesn't make it you afraid or like worrying?
Not really, no. Like, I have like, what would I be worried about?
The future, I mean? I don't know, about a virus or about someone who has an agenda, or I don't
know. Time space is just a construct. It's just the here and now. There is no future.
Okay.
It's just we're always in the now. I mean, you know, Eckhart Tolle, you read it?
I do.
But yeah, there is only the here and now. There is no, the future is just like the thought in our head, you know. Like, right now, it's like I'm checking in with myself. Like, if I start to worry, I'm checking in. Okay, right now, do I have anything to worry about. Like, no, I'm feeling well. I can eat. I can sleep somewhere. Like, I'm doing perfectly fine. There's nothing to worry about.
Nice.
So I try to get myself back into the present moment as much as I can, and just like observing my thoughts and being aware of that it's just a whole bunch of nonsense, like this voice talking in my head. And when I come back to the present moment, it's like, hey, like everything is fine. There's nothing I need to worry about.
On the other hand, like we as humans with a brain and a Verstand, like a mind, we can use it to achieve some things. For example, like animals who are always in the present moment most of the times cannot. Like, we can plan ahead and we can build more complex things like houses or whatever, or develop something. So we can use this mind as a tool to create the present moment, always in the same present moment, but we plan it ahead in our what we call future, and then put it together in the present moment. So there is something going on with the mind we can use it for somehow.
Yeah, we can, absolutely. I mean, we're all like doing it somehow, but I can do it in a positive way. Like I can create like some change in myself, or like I have a project I'm working on, I'm doing this or that, but it's like I try to use it in a positive way when I try to like go into my future, and not about like worrying or thinking about. I mean, in the end, like, yeah, exactly. And in the end, like all those worries or like this it's all about like the fear of death. In the end, it's all related to the fear of dying.
Is
like
it?
what the fuck, I like if I like fall down. Yeah, I believe
oh
so.
wow, where are you sitting?
I believe so. Yeah, why am I sitting? I could fall down right here. so yeah, like and I mean, if you had the experience or like this knowing of like I am not my body, and when I'm like dying, I'm just like going into a different whatever dimension, whatever you want to call it. I get a new body. So I'm not really like, I'm not worried about it. I mean, of course, sometimes there are like some thoughts popping up, like I'm human, you know, I'm not free of these thoughts, but I try to not engage with them and not identify with them.
Do you use,
this is what I say.
Do you use, or do you got those attributes to deal with that so easily from a specific practice or from a specific reading or teaching or something, or did it just appear in your divinity?
So I had like a very strong personal experience on mushrooms here in Bali, where I really like kind of like dissolved my ego, you would say. And I had like the experience of not feeling my body anymore, or of just being pure consciousness and just being one with everything.
And that gave you something.
And like a personal knowing of that my consciousness exists without my body, because I had the personal experience with this.
Takes fear away.
This moment was this moment was so powerful that I was like, what the fuck, like I am not my body. I like, it's just like carrying me around here, and then I can create a new body. so that was a very strong experience, and I always try to like remember when I start to like identify too much with my personality right now. And there's another thing that I'm studying, like some scriptures or some texts. It's called holo feeling, and it's also very powerful. It goes into a bit like, I mean, it goes into the direction of like Eckhart Tolle teachings or something like this. It's like this or like this non-duality teaching. It's like it's a German guy, and he explains to you how your consciousness like works, and how your mind works, and how this time-space continuum construct works. And
interesting. What's the name again?
Holo feeling.
Holo feeling. Okay.
Holo feeling, like holo feeling. Like you can find it when you type it in on YouTube, for example, or on the internet. I can also send you some links. Cool. And these are like the most amazing like texts or books I have read that explain to me like how this world works, and what am I in it? Like what these spiritual teachers, you know, try to like, if it's like Ramana Maharshi or I don't know Krishnamurti or like Eckhart Tolle or whatever, like who Kurt Tepperwein is another German one. So these kind of things to try to explain like who am I, who is this consciousness, who is this observer, and kind of thing. This guy, this whole feeling guy, he's called Udo. He explains it to me like no one else.
Cool, nice. Yeah, would be nice if you put in a comment maybe later the name or a link or something. That would be really cool.
Yes, holo feeling.
So in situations like the world is upside down, and I think we are a bit in those kind of situation with the corona. Whom should we trust?
Yourself. You are your own guru.
And when my voice is just like making noise and like saying the opposite again and making me crazy, is there another place I can go, or where do you go when you feel lost?
There's no outside world. Holo feeling explains to you. There's no outside world. Go to Udo.
Okay.
Go to holo feeling if you wanna know how it really works. Like I mean,
okay.
Like there is no outside world. It's the projection of your mind, of your consciousness, of your insight. So and also like my teacher here, my yoga teacher here, Prem, he has written a book that says like the only way out is in. So this is like you have to go inwards because there is no outside. The outside world is just a projection of your inside. So when you say your outside world is upside down, like actually like your inside world is up. It's a mirror. It's a projection.
Leading me to my next question. So the outside world is, I don't know for you, but for most people is upside down because of Corona. Everything is different than ever before. Did you go through a personal upside down, like a personal transformation in this past 12 months too?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I read like every conspiracy there is on because I really wanted to find out like what is going on. So I just knew that I couldn't trust anyone or anything that was saying something. But also it's the same about like the conspiracies. You also don't know. But I don't trust what Angela Merkel says. But you just can't trust about like any politicians, any scientist, any doctor, or even on the same side, all the conspiracy theories about like the reptilians or the flat earth, whatever there is. It's just, you don't know. This is like I looked at it from every angle. So I really had this kind of like this transformation of you just don't know. You can't know, and you just don't know anything about anything.
Do you think there is a deep knowing or somehow a sense for truth deep inside you that you can like very subtly sense the truth without your inner truth somehow about things, about
No, I don't. I know what you mean, but I don't believe there is like this universal truth. You have your personal truth, but I don't believe in the truth. Like,
so
you know what I mean?
It's all perspective truth. Let's say
it's all perspective. Yeah, it's perspective truth, and it's your personal truth because you and your rational mind or your logical thinking or like your program you have installed in your brain makes it true. So like my advice for everyone who's struggling is like try to let go as much as you can and try to surrender as much as you can to like this higher power that guides you through this experience called life. Whenever you're feeling lost, you know, just like sit down and pray to God and ask him like what should you do. Like this is like my ultimate advice for everyone who's struggling and
do you when you say pray to God, do you have a religion, or is God, what does God stand for you?
God is everything. God is energy. God is like the creator, but I'm the creator as well. So I am God and everything is God. But there is like I see myself as like some kind of avatar that I'm playing here, and like we all are. So there is like I imagine it as myself as like my like you could say like my father, you know what I mean? And I'm his son, and it's like, hey father, what do you want me to do in this life? Like how can I serve? How can I serve? Like how can I live my purpose? Like why am I here? Guide me, you know, like send me.
Yeah. Do you know your purpose? Do you, like in yoga language, your sankalpa, what your heart is longing?
Oh, like love.
Love.
Like in the end,
Beautiful.
everything is love. Yeah, love everything there is. This is like the key. Love the good and the bad. Love everything there is.
The life and the death.
Yes, do not judge. Do not judge.
That's very difficult. Is it for me? It's a bit a myth to not judge, because our mind is always judging. It's like meant to judge. It's constructed to judge.
It is. I know. That's what you mean. Everything that is different from your own personal truth, and you're judging automatically. That's 100% truth. But when you realize that all is one and every perspective has some truth inside, it starts to become easier to not judge, because you see the perspective from other people, how they look into life.
I agree.
So yeah, it's not easy. I'm not saying that it's easy, because we are programmed very much to judge. But yeah, and I don't know, like in terms of like practical things, like teaching yoga might be like a big, but in the end it's just like serving other people, like, because you're serving yourself when you're serving someone else, because he's you and you are him, you know what I mean? So I would say like in any kind of situation, it could be with teaching yoga, it could be just like, I don't know, helping some homeless person here, but it could be like anything, whatever you might imagine. It's like, I feel what we are all here to realize yourself, and like this, who am I, to discover yourself, to ask questions. So yeah, it can come in different forms and functions, this like being love, or like emitting love, and seeing the good things in the people, and trying to not judge, seeing the good things in the people, seeing the good things in life. And I feel when you go out with this like serving and humble mindset, like into the world, it comes back to you, you know. You send love, and love comes back.
How do you experience those things that come back? What comes back to you, like personally?
I'm very blessed to be here on this island. This is like something that I'm extremely grateful for. Every morning that I wake up, I mean, I know that it's somehow like it's a manifestation. It's a manifestation of my previous. It's my karma, you could say. I don't know, but it's a manifestation for me to be here right now. Somehow I made it happen. Somehow my past decisions led to me being here in this, and not living in a lockdown city in other part of the world, or in Germany or whatever, you know, and like imprisoned kind of. So and living here with this. I mean, you know, the Balinese people, they are amazing. They are
nice.
so.
The food is nice. The environment. I mean,
exactly.
It's a little
I
paradise.
don't need to tell. It's a little paradise. So this is something that I experience. That something is coming back from me, because when I look at my outer world, my surrounding, the people that I'm with, like my best friend, like join me here. May it be like just the Balinese people or my friends that I made here. It's loving connection here, you know. And that's something that's really amazing.
Nice. I have this map of the world in my head at the moment, where we have the chakras of the earth. I don't know if you have ever heard of that, but I think Bali, it's located at the heart chakra. Is that right? Or was it the root?
No, I think that's it's either I'm not sure. I know this model.
Yeah,
what
I think
you
it's
mean?
the heart chakra.
Also about the heart chakra. Yeah, I think it's more the heart
But
chakra
it has
than
a
the root chakra.
very intense energy. I was there for the first time last year, and I felt like, wow, okay, it's everything is just a little bit more intense. Was my feeling. I don't know. Maybe
Yes.
it's just because
It's very.
I believe on that or something. But it's like, how can you live there?
It is, bro. It is very, especially in Ubud. Have you been to Ubud?
Yes, yes. I made an Ubud. I made a sound healing treatment course, and it was.
Yeah. So you get a glimpse of Bali and
Yeah.
So yeah, Ubud is a powerful place. It's very powerful. Like I don't know, bro. It's something about the energy there for sure, but also like the energy that is coming from like this place attracts, like, of course, certain people.
Yeah.
So the mixture of all of that. So yeah, it has been very intense. Like it's like, I mean, Ubud means like healing. The word in Bali, and it's a healing place. So people go there like to heal themselves, like big time, and you can feel it everywhere. And yeah, I've also received a lot of healing here in Bali, especially in Ubud. It's a magical place.
Healing is often a process which is not always comfy because you're going through stuff or you actually heal old wounds. Is that what you also experience? That's not always like just nice.
Dude, I'm crying a lot. Like the last days, not, it comes in phases. Sometimes, like, I don't know, when something very intense is going on, maybe my yoga practice that is stirring things up, or I've been to other experiences, or just like, I don't know, sometimes it's just a full moon and I'm sitting there with my cacao and I have some tears running down, you know what I mean?
Beautiful.
And I don't know where this comes from. It's just like this onion, you know, where you like peel layer of layer, you know, of what you are not, or of past like experience, trauma, pain that's leaving you, you know, and you become very pure, and that's amazing. So yeah, like I experiencing it a lot.
Do you want me to, or do you want to share a very low moment and maybe also a very high moment? I mean, the high was probably also the mushroom experience, but maybe another one from the past months in Bali. And maybe what helped you to come out?
What helped me to come out? I don't know. Like whenever I'm feeling like I had this moment where I was feeling completely like lost. I was like here living in my jungle house, getting oh yeah, getting lost in all these conspiracy theories, and thought like just like some UFO would come and just pick me up, or, like I don't know. And I was like, oh my god, this world is so fucked up. Like I don't want to live on this planet anymore. You know what I mean? I know. Yeah, that exactly. You know, I had this moment like, oh my god, this world is so fucked up. I was reading about all these like rape of babies and little children, and you know, all this like very dark stuff. And I was like, what the fuck? What kind of planet am I living on? And it was like a very dark. Yeah, I had a very rough few weeks where I was like, oh my god. But in the end, like I always say, like as long as I have my yoga practice, I can get up every morning and practice. Nice. and I established connection just to myself, and no mental constructs, you know, just me and my breath, and me moving my body, and this meditative flow. And then it's like, hey, everything's fine, everything is good and beautiful, and love. So the practice always helped me, or like this daily routine, the daily practice really helps me to maintain my sanity in this very like nice. World. Yeah,
very nice. So your practice is pretty much Ashtanga, if I can see that.
Yeah, it's Ashtanga. So I practice the traditional Ashtanga style. Yeah, practice almost every day, and this is like my anchor. Like,
how can you be so disciplined to do it every day for such an intense practice? Do you have a secret, or do you have a ritual which you can recommend to others?
It's part of the personality. It's not for everyone. I have a lot of Pitta, you know Ayurveda, I guess. Yeah. So I have a lot of Pitta, and this, like, I mean, Ashtanga people are mostly like, the Pitta type. It's because it's like this fiery practice, and it's like this driven, like, and it's very intense. So part of my nature always goes for like extreme experiences in all over my life, whatever it is. So like the practice is like perfectly like fit
for you to balance you out also, or do you sometimes at some days have too much energy because you just accumulated it?
Yeah. I gotta be careful because sometimes it's because even like this climate is hot here in Bali.
Hot climate, and then heart chakra, high energy, Pitta training.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So I really gotta be careful.
You can run for president next time.
Put my inner fire that it's not burning me from the like inside out. So I really have to take care of my Pitta. I can't drink like too much coffee or anything, which even aggravates it more. But I mean, in the end, like the key for me is I don't always do the full primary series of full practice. Sometimes I just do like my sun salutations. The key is to just roll out of bed and get on, and then get started with something, and not go on the mat with this, I need to practice the full primary series, which is like 1.5 hours, and then it's like something big. It's like go on the mat and just do one sun salutation, and when you did the first, I can do the second, I can do the third, and then you know what I mean? And suddenly you've done the practice, or like half of the practice, which is fine. And don't beat yourself up if you're not doing like full practice or whatever. Like be nice to yourself, People also just tend to engage in like negative and destructive self-talk and beating themselves up for, oh my god, I'm such a bad yogi, I didn't do my full practice today, or I took a day off, or like, we have all this like stuff going on in our mind which is very destructive. So talk nice to you and thank to you, be gentle to yourself and thank to yourself for the good things you've been done, and be proud of yourself for just doing one sun salutation and not beating yourself up for not doing the practice or whatever. That's also like absolutely. And then the rest is coming. I don't know.
Okay, I have a very interesting question, and I want to know your opinion about that. So we as yogis, we often we know how to observe, and we probably have also a bit of wide perspective on some things. Let's say political things, coronavirus, whatever it is. But is there a point where we have to get into action and not just watching or like sending love? So we have to stand up for freedom, or we have to stand up for something. Or should we as yogis be more, let's say, non-active, non-reactive?
That's a good question. That's a very good question. I changed my opinion on this one. So yeah, at first I was like, nah, all this demonstration things and standing up and fighting for your right and fighting for your freedom, at first I was like, it's going nowhere. Like then when I read all this, like how we are like suppressed and ruled over by like, bad people, whatever, that was my interpretation. I was very angry. I mean, people probably know this anger inside of yourself when you feel like you're treated like unright or whatever you want to call it. Like I was getting very angry. I was like, oh my god, like we need to do something. We need to like this anger needs to be expressed like outward somehow. We need to like go to demonstrations, fights or whatever. But then I also had like this phase lasted for like maybe like some weeks, some months, and then I felt like it's not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere. And now I'm back to love actually, and not into like fighting. So I had different opinions on this one. And
But
it's just like you can't change the things by you have to build up. If you want to change something, build up something new, but not fight
the old,
whatever is there.
yeah, but
like pressure, and you know what I mean.
I know what you mean. But as long as you are alone on yourself, no one knows what you stand for. Do you have to show face, or is it enough to just live your love? Let's say.
I don't know. Everyone has to decide for themselves. Like I'm saying, for me, being love is like, for me, this is a solution. Yeah. Some other people might see it different, like, because there are many different truths on this world, and everyone wants to deal with it in a different way. So I don't know if I know the ultimate answer. You know.
You don't need to, as we already said.
Yeah. And I don't have answer for anyone. If someone feels like he needs to fight and he needs to like demonstrate, and he needs to like put out or like project his anger outwards somewhere, like he needs to do it. It's part of his personality, and he needs to do it, because like the worst thing is to suppress your anger, because it's going to eat you out from the inside. So you have like two options: either you express your anger somehow and express your emotions. Definitely, that's always better than like suppressing something. But when you make like real peace with the situation, peace within yourself, and the anger is not there anymore, then it's perfectly fine, in my opinion, to be in this loving, unconditional love for like everything, even for the bad things, because like from a higher non-dual perspective, all is one, and there is no good and bad or whatever. But once we are here in this polarity, and you feel like you want to fight against something because you perceive something as bad from your personal standpoint, then just go for it and fight for it.
Let the freedom to people's self decisions.
Yeah, I mean, if you feel the need to fight for something, you need to do it. Just go for it. Just don't sit back home in your little apartment and boil up from the inside out. It's going to make you, what I know is that suppressed emotions are going to make you sick. This is whatever I know.
Absolutely, I agree.
So whatever you express it, feel your emotions, let it out, do something with it. You can just feel it without engaging, but you can also just act on it, like whatever feels appropriate for you. There are different ways.
Michael, we are coming close to an hour, and I wanted to keep those talks under an hour.
Yeah. Thank you. That was a lot of talking from me and a lot of questioning for you.
Yeah, no, that's the the reason why I'm doing it.
Yeah.
I could
like nice.
Huh?
Interview. I really like good questions you were asking.
Thank you. I also enjoy very much to talk to you, and I can think of maybe we speak again in some weeks or something, and catch up again and continue to speak, because I think we can dive in a lot of things even more. And I find you as a very interesting person, and also I can feel like you're radiating joy. So it's
thank you.
Fun to receive it. Thank you. So
yeah, man.
I think. I have one last question, maybe, and maybe we can end the talk with this question. Do we ever go back to normal? And if not, do we want to go back to normal?
Of course, we don't want to, because like everything is ever changing. The people who are wanting to go back to normal, they are attached to their past, and they need to let go. Then it's a lesson to let go for everyone, because like nothing is permanent. I mean, nothing is permanent in this universe. Energy is constantly changing. Like me right now, it's different than just 1 second ago. Everything is permanently changing, and we as humans, we are very like conditioned, or we are very like prone to like we are so attached to our past, to our identity, to like something that has been somewhere. this is a lesson that everyone needs to learn, to let go of things and to adapt to something new, and to let go of something old, so you have the hands free to receive something new. So I don't think there will be a new, like this old normal again. I don't think it will be, but it's okay, because like it's everything is it's yeah, as I was saying, everything's changing, and you need to go with the change, and you need to like change inside. Because
probably we should more think of how we want to have the future. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah. But first, let go of your past. Let go of whatever is there that might not be serving you anymore, and be open for something new. But this is also like very hard for many people, because it's just like the step into like the uncertainty, because
unknown.
There will be a space between letting the old go and receiving the new. Where are you in the space of not knowing, and the space of exactly you're lost, and people don't want to feel lost. So you need to practice yoga, so you have your inner stability within yourself.
Okay, you need to practice yoga. Let's end with that. I think if everybody would practice yoga, the world would be a better place.
Absolutely.
But let's give them time, because we don't want to force anybody to practice yoga.
Yeah. No, like everyone needs to.
All right.
Yeah, everyone is.
Michael, please don't fall, because I want to talk once again and maybe visit you one day in Bali, or you visit me in Corfu. You're more than welcome. And yeah, I wish you good time for the next time. I wish you a good time. Full stop.
You too.
Thanks. Have a good day.
You too.
Bye.